country for allowing us to come and use their store here today. It's a great honor, and it's a great honor for us to have with us today. And we welcome to Montgomery County and here to Camargo, our great governor of the state of Kentucky. Would you make welcome Governor Matt?
Not everybody who gets to hang out in Camargo, Kentucky. I mean, and I see there's more than a little ALA vacancy here, which is good. That's a good thing to see. Thank you all for being here. Thanks for supporting David. I don't have a big speech for you. I could give you a speech, but I don't think you came here. It'll kind of mess with your digestion. You're eating a good lunch. You don't need to hear a politician yapping at you. But I will say this. I'll just say a couple of things quickly, and then I'll answer any question you want on any front. The thing that I'll say is this: I need people like David Hale. You need people like David Hale. Kentucky needs people like David Hale, and frankly, I don't say that flippantly. I'm not here because I need to be here or have to be here. I'm here because I want to be here, because I genuinely want men and women who have good, godly principles, who put their country and their principles ahead of themselves. There's not enough of that in politics at any level anymore. There just isn't. And these things matter. It doesn't mean he and I don't agree on every issue. There's nobody. My wife doesn't agree with me on everything, for crying out loud. I mean, that's reality. There is no perfect solution anywhere on any front. But there are people who represent who we are, the values that we hold, the things that matter. And what I'm asking is that you please, in this last week, put your foot on the gas pedal and do everything you can to get him reelected. He's got a tight race, you know that. But I'll tell you, we all have one of these. I mean, including you're using yours right now. This is a powerful, powerful tool. It really is. And so, how many of you have one of these? I mean, some of you, I can see them out right now. I mean, everybody has one of these pretty much. Come on in, we're solving the world's problems. Come on in. But if you've got one of these, how many of you, and be honest, how many of you have a picture of you and David on your Facebook page? Almost none of us. And yet that is the most powerful thing you can do in this last 6 days. So I'm encouraging you, please, not in front of a window or it'll get washed out, but maybe right here, in just a moment before you take off, stand here with David, and it'll look kind of like this. David, just stand right here. David will do this. We'll smile. You hand your picture to someone. Get a picture with him and you. And then the next person will step in here and he'll do the same thing. And he'll just keep smiling and smiling and putting his arm out. But take a picture with him, put it on Facebook. What do we got, 30, 40 people here? If you have 40 people, say, and there's probably more around the corner, if 40 people took a picture with him, put it on Facebook, and just 10 people that are not paying attention saw that and were motivated to share it with just 10 of their friends, that's the entire race right there, I'm telling you. 40 times 10 times 10, you've just touched 4,000 people. I don't think you're going to have that many. How many people are going to vote in this district?
15, 16.
15,000, 16,000. So that's 25% of the turnout. You think there's not a 25% gap here. I mean, within 24 hours, if everybody in here took a picture with him and touched 10 people who touched 10 people with it, you will touch 25% of the people that are going to bother to vote. Think about that. That is powerful. That's the difference in this race. So we can knock on doors and knock on doors. We can make phone calls, so make phone calls. You can talk to people this week. You can talk to people this weekend, at work, at church, wherever you go. Talk to people about the importance of voting and why it matters and why who we send matters. But don't fail to appreciate the power of this. This is the most powerful tool you have. And again, there were 2 or 3 of you, maybe, who have a picture with him. It's an easy thing to do. It costs you absolutely nothing. Take this picture with him, put it on your Facebook page, tell people this man is voting, he's our current state rep and we need him back, David Hale, November the 8th. That's it. It's not that complicated. They'll like it, your friends will like it, and they'll forward it because you're in the picture. That's why they'll do it. What questions can I answer for you about anything? And I'll tell you, let me just say this. The reason it matters is you need people of integrity. It's as simple as that. I can talk about this issue or that issue. I'll talk about them if you like. But the bottom line is you want people that are truthful. You want people that will actually shoot straight with you. And there's not enough of them in government. There's just not, sadly. In either party. I mean, this isn't like it's just one party, the other is bad and the other one's good. There's a lot of squishy, dishonest people in both parties, I'm afraid. David is a good man, you know that. is working his tail off on your behalf, and frankly, we need people of that kind of integrity.
I'd just like to say how wonderful it is to have a man of the integrity that Governor Bevin is. He's brought such a freshness to Frankfort. I mean, compared to what we've had, he's brought such a great freshness of integrity and decency to the office of the governor. I can walk into his office at any time. I've got his number on my cell phone. We can contact each other, text each other. You see, and I appreciate a man like that, and I'm honored to serve with him, and he's doing us a great job. And for him to take time out of his schedule today as a governor of our state to come on my behalf, Governor, that means so much to me. I mean, that really deeply means so much to me. We got several young people right here that have come from schools today and have come to see you and just come to be around the governor of the state. And it's an honor.
If I need to, I'll write you a note, like a excuse or something.
We got farmers, we got bankers, we got business people in here, we got retirees, we got school superintendents, teachers. We got them from all walks of life here in our construction workers, and so we're just glad you came, and it's an honor for you to come. And I'm sure if you have any questions, Governor Bevin,
anything, and I mean anything at all. Yes, sir. Yes, here, and then I'll come to you. Yes, sir.
I'm still concerned about Eastern Kentucky coal fields.
Yep.
That's where my retirement comes from, coal.
No one else's rights either. The First Amendment protects everybody. And the reality is this: it is not the authority of the federal government to tell us locally the kind of things that should be done in our school systems, in our churches, in our businesses, etc. It's just not the role of the federal government. It's the other way around. And we've got to elect men and women who understand this. So how did we get here? We got here because we're lazy. We've gotten here because, and I don't mean you all are probably the exception to that, I'm guessing, or you wouldn't be here. But collectively, as a society, we've gotten soft. It's our responsibility, starting in our homes, be honest, as parents, as grandparents, it's our responsibility to talk to our own children about the greatness of America and the importance of values and fighting for things and standing up for things that truly matter. And the difference between right and wrong, that there is a difference. And I've said to folks, and it's true, I pray for my children for two very specific things. I've got 9 children. And I pray that they will, number one, know the difference between right and wrong. That's the first thing, because it's hard. I mean, if you're a young person, we're sending you, especially kids your age, I mean, how old are you? 15 years old. You are right in the wheelhouse of a whole lot of confusing messages. And the world tells you this, that, and up is down, and in is out, and right is wrong. Everything goes. Don't you judge anybody. Who are you to judge me? It's the craziest bunch of nonsense that your generation is being buried with. But I pray that my children will know the difference between right and wrong, because there is a difference. But I also pray they have the courage to do what's right. And that's the same thing for all of us. It's not just a function of knowing what's right and wrong. As people in political office, as people in the business community, as people who are parents, as grandparents, we might know what's right or wrong. The hard part sometimes is to have the courage to do it. Literally. That's the hardest part for a lot of people. And so this is what I pray for my kids, that they will actually be bold enough, courageous enough to do the right thing, even when 100 people, you may go to school and 100 people will tell you, well, we're all doing this. But if you know the right thing to do is the other thing, do that, even if you're the only one out there. Be the one who dares to zag when everyone else is zigging. You know, really and truly. Every one of us, but especially for young people. Because I'll tell you this, people want leaders. They want someone they can believe in. They want somebody that they can follow. There is no perfect person. We've said it 3 times now, and it's true. There is no perfect candidate. But there are people who stand on principles that are timeless and that transcend party and transcend individuals. And those are the kind of people we need to support. Other questions? Yes, sir.
I just want to echo what's been said. We cannot thank you enough for being a principled man and having the backbone to stand up for what's really
That's good.
Our county, like a lot of counties in Kentucky and the counties surrounding us, we're starting to feel the pinch of manufacturers leaving the state. It's really starting to feel the pinch, and that affects a lot of counties around us, the people that come here and work in here. I know there's a lot of things on the national level, and hopefully this election will turn some things around, but what do you see, is there anything that can be done to try to help those companies decide to stay here?
It's a good question. The question was, what can be done for the manufacturers that seem to be leaving this area to keep them here and attract other ones, essentially? I want you to know, and you all know this, it's biblical in its origination, but it's been used on many fronts, and all of us have heard it many times, that without vision the people will perish. And that's very true. And it's the same for a state, it really is. And my vision for this state is that we become the manufacturing hub of excellence in America. Bar none. And there's no state better positioned to do it than us, literally. There's nobody. We're right in the middle of everywhere. We're the roads, the rivers, the railroads that transect through the state, you couldn't replicate for any price. We've got 4 seasons. It's November the 2nd, for crying out loud. I mean, it's 80 degrees out there. We are blessed with 4 seasons, none too extreme. We've got an abundance of resources, coal, timber. We've got an abundance of water, which is going to be increasingly, as the years go by, more important than anything else. We're right here in the middle of America, which is the last safe place on earth, is North America. How can we not take advantage of that? And people, we're consumers. You know, from the time we were noted as being a nation of shopkeepers, somewhat derisively, by the British and the French, as they looked at this little fledgling America 200 and some odd years ago, they said they're a nation of shopkeepers. True enough. We're consumers. We make things, we buy things, we sell things, barter and trade things. That needs manufacturing. And my vision for this state is that we become the hub of manufacturing excellence in America. No state owns it, and no state better positioned than us to be able to